Hello, we are the Stop Wearing My Clothes podcast. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Amy.
One podcast,
two sisters.
Two sisters. And we, this is episode number 35, and we are going to be recapping the Bachelorette premiere. And we're back. How does it feel, Amy?
Oh, it feels good. I'm so excited. Like, I feel like we had back-to-back so much, and then this has been the longest wait in history of the world. I'm really so excited.
Has. But
yeah, now I was just going to say, now we have the Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise right in a row.
Yeah, in September. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and I think Bachelor won't be too far behind it. So we've got the trifecta coming. You are going to get sick of us. We're going to be all over. So yeah, every week we're going to be doing a Bachelorette recap. And we're so excited. If this is the first time you're listening to us, me and Amy, we're sisters. We love reality TV, specifically The Bachelor. We both live in different states, so we everything remotely. And we just got 1,000 followers on TikTok, so we're really excited about that. Make sure you follow us, and we do lives on there. And yeah, is there anything, like, what's new in our lives since last time we did this podcast?
Well, I'm pretty sure I did announce that I'm pregnant, but I will be giving birth in October, so I will be not around as much during Bachelor in Paradise, but I will be watching.
Yes, 100%. And I might have some secret special co-host guests with me that season, so something to look forward to, but we'll miss Amy. I don't know what happened with me.
Yes, tell them. What are you doing on... Wait, are you allowed to say what you're doing on Thursday?
I can't say details, but yes. So I am actually going on a game show this week. I can't say what it is, but you will see me sometime in early 2023 when I can talk about it. So that's really exciting. And yeah, we just love doing this podcast, and it's really a fun way for me and Amy to connect with all of you guys. So we're just happy to be here.
Yes. So now let's get into Bachelor news.
So before we get into the recap, we actually have a lot of Bachelor news today. Maybe not a lot, but just like really intense ones. Who do you want to start? Like, what do you want to start with?
I say let's start with Nayte and Michelle, because we haven't actually really talked about that on our TikTok or anything yet. So I feel like this will be a little bit more fresh.
Yes, for sure. So kind of, if you don't follow our TikTok, first of all, do it at Stop Wearing My Clothes Pod. But since last time we did podcasts, both Bachelorettes broke up with their men, both Katie and Blake, as well as Katie and her second man, John, and then Michelle and Nayte just broke up. And it seemed to be like they did like the whole what Bachelor breakup leads do. They both did a statement. It was very cordial until it wasn't. I'll let you take it from there.
Okay, so with Nayte and Michelle, I feel like the first initial thing was everybody was attacking Nayte, or he felt attacked. So then he kind of came back with this big long thing about how you don't know unless you're in the relationship and all this kind of explanation. So then we're like, okay, the drama's done. Like, let's hope they're just moving on separately. But now a big bomb dropped, and supposedly he has been hanging out with Deandra. Is that how you say her name? Yep. So Deandra, which she was super cool in Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, I really like her. I was really shocked to hear all this.
Yeah, and she's been known to be like super mature and like a nice person. So but also, are they doing anything wrong because they are broken up? It is a little quick. She's in the Bachelor family. I don't know. It's kind of like, I could see different opinions on this one.
Yeah, because I think also people were trying to think like maybe Michelle and Nayte were broken up before they told us we were. So maybe more times passed. More times passed and we didn't even realize it. But I don't know. Do you remember? Do Michelle and Deandra even know each other? Michelle came from Matt James's season. She was runner-up.
I think Deandra did too.
Oh, okay. So they have some type of relationship. So it is a little sketch. That's like the main thing. Not necessarily that Nayte is like dating again, because he's single, he can do what he wants, but I think it's more of like someone you know or someone you're friends with dating someone so fast after you were just like not just boyfriend girlfriend, like engaged.
Yeah, and really I wonder if Bachelor Nation, us, I wonder if we're making a bigger deal out of it than, I mean, I'm sure Michelle's hurt. You'd be hurt though seeing your fiance move on with anyone right away. Like, I think it would just be a hard thing to process. But
Michelle unfollowed him.
I would unfollow him regardless, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess Michelle reached out to Bachelor Rabbit Hole, which is a really great on Instagram. Follow her if you guys are if you're listening to this, you're into the Bachelorette. So follow her. She has some really great stuff. And I guess Michelle DM'd her saying, truly needing to take a large step back from all Bachelor Inside Scoop accounts as I need to protect and find my peace. I wanted to reach out because I know unfollows can come across as a statement of dislike, but want you to know that that is not the case here. This account has made me feel so loved, and I always will appreciate your support. So I thought, first of all, I thought that was really cool as a Bachelor Nation account ourselves, that like one of the leads or one of the favorites would reach out and say something like that. But so I guess she said herself, the unfollows are just like kind of like what you said. She just kind of needs her peace because she didn't only just block Nayte, she also blocked Rodney, the BFF, who was also on her season.
Well, and that message in particular kind of almost seems like it's just talking about the fan accounts anyways. Like, she doesn't want to see what everybody's saying about it.
Yeah, that's that too.
But, okay, here's my question, though. Where does that $200,000 down payment go?
Michelle went on a podcast and she said something about it, but it was very vague. I didn't really understand. So they're obviously not using it for a house to live in together, but like something about like charities or giving back or something like that. But it wasn't very specific. I'm assuming she can't say too much of the exact with like the contracts and stuff, but I think they get to keep it potentially, but are just giving it to a good cause instead of just keeping it for their own like fortune. I don't know. So yeah. I don't think they got to that point. So I think no matter what, the Neil Lane diamond is gone. So no, I don't know the exacts of like the contract or anything like that. Cause I know like Tammy from Matt James's season, her contract ended and now she's kind of going on all non-Bachelor Nation franchise hosted podcasts, kind of spilling the tea. So I think it's going to be real fun when like people start really getting off that contract and can say whatever they want.
Well, especially because I feel like, and I love the show, I love everything about it. So I'm not trying to dog it, but at the same time, I do think that they're really shooting for the drama now more than ever. And so I think that there's a lot more negativity surrounding like producers and stuff sometimes.
Totally. And I also think there's been a big shift the last few seasons. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we talk about like the recap. It's on Monday night's episode. And they do not protect their leads like they used to. And it's very obvious. And I think it could really deter maybe people from taking that lead position. I mean, unless there's just a lot more pros and cons, I think, than before. Because they used to protect their leads and now it's the wild, wild west.
Well, and then if you also think about it, though, social media has blown up.
Yeah, we're part of the problem.
Yeah, because we're all just talking crap about the whole thing. And so they know that they want to give us something to talk about.
Yeah, no, for sure. And in all seriousness, we never are mean. We just give our opinions and we feed into the drama. But we always try to not, we are never trolls. We never say like bad things about people's looks or anything like that, or I think that's important. But
yeah, I do sometimes say creepy, and I definitely will say that at least once during
there's a creepster on Gabby and Rachel season. Yeah. All right, so that is happening, but there's actually it's going on right now as we're filming this podcast. Right now it's Tuesday. Nick Viall just posted a new episode of the Viall Files. Katie Thurston has been a little extra messy lately, but I love every second of it. So earlier this week or last week or something, she did like a Ask Me Anything and kind of spilled the tea. And she went on to talk about Michael Alio. Apparently, one of Katie Thurston's friends kissed Michael while the show was airing, which I want to know who that friend is. Are they also in Bachelor Nation? And talked about... what else did she talk about? She just like a bunch of tea, but that's not even like the most juiciest part. So then she gets on a live this weekend and someone asks if her and like what she thinks of Nick Viall. And she kind of like goes off and saying like, I don't care about him. I forget he exists. Like, I don't know what to say about him. Like all this negative stuff. And
he doesn't deal with his shit or whatever that is, or
yeah,
something.
she was pretty intense on it. And so then today, as a response, Nick Viall posted his Viall Files podcast. And so I there was a clip that I saw, and then I also started watching the episode. I think I might actually do like a full like that Viall File episode recap on the TikTok if you guys are interested. But the clip says, which is supposedly kind of his reaction to Katie Thurston, is he read off a personal text message from Katie Thurston, essentially saying that she never even thought Greg would be the one.
That he was never going to be the one, but she was just really frustrated because she had been giving him all this validation and he still left the way he did.
Yes. And then Natalie, Nick's girlfriend, is also on the podcast hosting. And she says, and then Katie goes on AFR after the final rose and is saying, you're an actor, Meryl Streep. Like, she really went after him, which I kind of liked at the time, at least. I still kind of like it. I'm a little messy too. But really what Natalie is saying is she's literally called Katie the actress, not Greg, and that it was all like a show. So they're really like going back and forth, Nick and Katie, at each other. And I started watching the actual Viall Files episode, just the first few minutes, and they just like dive right in. They go into the Ask Me Anything, saying how it like kind of, they really just digging in with her of like, why is she doing this? She's like bringing all these guys, like going after Katie. So right now there's a Katie versus Nick thing going on. What are your thoughts?
I will say, okay, I actually like Nick a lot, and I read his like advice, like Ask Nick Anything. He's very blunt. He's very like, he's not going to sugarcoat anything. So I think that can be off-putting for people. And I get it, because sometimes his advice that I read too, I'm just like, oh, you could have just been a little nicer, you know? But I guess that's just like, that's his brand. That's like him. That's his whatever. I mean, that's who he is, at least as far as we know. So I feel like it doesn't surprise me that people aren't going to like him.
Yeah.
So with this Katie thing, I like Katie too, though. So I don't want to say something bad about her to like, I don't know. So it's like, okay, yeah, because the Katie part of it is like, well, actually, you know, she's too vague. If she's going to go after him and he's going to give actual like receipts, then maybe she needs to give us a little bit more information. But I guess she doesn't have.
She might, honestly. We could go have a live tonight and not even know about it. But she actually responded to the Viall Files episode already in a story, or people are assuming it's towards that. And it says, for those of you triggered by me, chill. And then she takes out her edibles to the camera. Like they need to take an edible. I actually have a hot take maybe. Maybe Nick and Katie are butting heads so much because they're so similar. Like, they're both blunt. They both speak their mind. They're both honest. And they both, I mean, their fan bases are either love or hate. Like, especially with all of the comments I've been getting on, like, the Katie and Nick videos on TikTok. Like, people come after both of them for different reasons. And so I think it's like a love and hate. People are on one side or the other. It's not necessarily people you can be on the gray zone with.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect explanation. I think that's kind of what I was trying to say, but I could not.
No, you started it. You made the noodles work. I don't know. There's noodles.
Because Jared actually hates him, and every time I talk about him, he's just like, I don't like him, and I'm like, oh, I kind of do.
I have another hot take.
I also like what?
I think he's the hottest Bachelor.
Not
necessarily when he was the Bachelor, or maybe, no, he was good when he was the Bachelor. His first 2 stints on the Bachelorette, not so much. But once we got into Bachelor in Paradise and him becoming the Bachelor, like, he cleaned up real nice.
Yeah, he definitely gives us a lot of, what are they called, thirst traps or something?
I have another hot take, actually. I want to know what you think of this. The age difference between him and his girlfriend, Natalie. I'm getting a lot of comments on that, too.
She's probably in her young 20s and he's in his 30s.
Yeah, let me look it up. 18 years difference. Nick is 41 and Natalie is 23. And they've been dating for like a couple years.
Nick is 41?
Nick is 41.
Holy S-H-I-T.
I think 40s are the new 20s. Like, he's hot.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Google says it. It's from screenrant.com. So people are saying that, yes, he could be her father, and people are calling her like he's dating a baby. And
who are we to talk our dad's with someone that's our age and he's 50?
Very true.
So
I
say love it. Love is love, man. Really, who cares? That's how I feel about it. I do think that sometimes it can be complicated and messy, and then sometimes someone's using someone for their fame or like, different things like that. But at the same time, like, I'm such a believer in who are we to judge other people's relationships that we're not even
I agree.
a part of.
Yeah, see, I felt that way too. I wasn't sure if you were going to feel that way, but like people do not feel that way in the comments. I get that maybe they're just the loudest and the people like us who don't care like aren't commenting on it, but just if she was underage, obviously, like no, but he's an adult. She can make her own decisions and so can he. And they seem really happy. Like they went on a podcast not too long ago to talk about their relationship, and he's like the happiest he's ever been with her. And so like you said, who are we to judge?
And also guys are super immature. So he's 40. He's probably like 20 in the brain. So
that's the truest thing you've ever said. That is also a very real thing. So yeah, I don't have any strong feelings like that. So those are kind of the main things happening in the Bachelor world. Is there anything else that you could think of?
No, I feel like we just went hard on that. So I think we should move on to the actual episode.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, so the Bachelorette officially started Monday night, and I'm here for it. So how did you feel about Gabby and Rachel getting chosen?
I had multiple thoughts, some good, some bad. So first of all, I was going to riot if Gabby was not the Bachelorette. So I don't know if you remember when Jesse Palmer on After the Final Rose of Clayton's season did the little trickster, and he was like, so we've picked our Bachelorette, and it's not Rachel, and it's not Gabby. And I was about to throw something at the TV, but then he did a little trickster, and he's like, because it's Gabby and Rachel. And then like this whole thing. And first was confusion. Then relief, because at least I get to see Gabby for one more season. It's interesting.
Then pure terror. That's how I felt. Then pure terror, because I was like, what are they going to do to these poor girls? They're going to like make them compete, which is exactly what Gabby specifically said she doesn't want.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, I feel better after watching the beginning of the episode. But even now, it's like, I'm pumped because I do like them both. I think they both got dealt a crappy hand, and I'm glad that they're getting this opportunity. But I also am still completely confused with how this is going to continue to work.
No, so you say you feel better after watching the premiere? I feel worse.
Oh, I feel a little better.
Okay, I thought they were going to have more structure. And Jesse's just like, oh, have you guys figured out how you're going to do this? Like, ooh, this. I thought this show was going to help like guide them. And then I thought like maybe after like the first 3 dates, then they have to choose or something. And then it's like completely separate. Like the lack of rules is very triggering for me. I just don't like it. But I am living for the support they have for each other. And I do have hope that I think they're just such good people and they love each other truly. Like it's not like a fake friendship. I don't think at all. And so I think they're going to stick by each other no matter what happens. I actually kind of had a thought, for Hannah Brown's season, how everything happened with her and like she had some of the best guys, but then it didn't work out. And then Tyler, all that. But that season ended up being about her finding herself and like female empowerment No, I don't like female. That's another something I have to say, even though I just said it. Women empowerment is, I think this season is going to be a female friendship like season. Like, I think it's going to be like hoes before bros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like Gabby, I love Rachel too, but Gabby specifically, I
love Gabby.
Yeah, but she's going to be like, no. If anybody tries to like pit them against each other or do that, she's going to be like, no, like I'm going to talk to Rachel. We're going to figure this out. And no, like stay away from us.
I agree. So I think they've got under control, but just, I don't know, Jesse Palmer bugs me.
Yes. Every single time I see him, I'm like, they got rid of Chris Harrison for a reason. And then they just give us another like copycat, but we don't care about him.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
that's how I feel too.
We don't care about.
Yeah, a white boring man.
So, I mean, if they were going to give us another white man, give us Wells Adams.
Exactly.
Like,
I also
that's what I want to see.
did Matt James's After the Final Rose, Emmanuel Ocho, who does uncomfortable conversations with a black man. I'm sorry if I didn't say his name exactly right, but I really liked him, and I was hoping he would be the host, if not Wells. But yeah.
Well, yeah, that would add some more actual diversity into it, because I just don't understand what that solved if they just replaced it with another. Well, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I 100% agree with you. 100% agree.
Yeah. Okay. My other thing about this is they are allowed to make the rules, though. So or they're making it out to seem that way.
Yeah.
So I wonder why. Or actually, we don't even know. Sorry. We don't even know. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Like, when do they separate? Is it really not until the final people?
I don't know.
Because it seems like things are going to get real messy. And
I'm just so messy. And you see in the sneak preview that like
a guy changes his mind.
Yeah. And he says, I think Gabby says it. It's the guys end up being all of a sudden in control. Like it gets flipped somehow. And I don't like that. Guys should not have the control. Ever.
No. Especially not in this scenario. Like,
or in the world. Abort the Supreme Court. Okay, moving on.
But they are like queens too. They're not just like, oh, we're just like some good old girls. They are like wife material.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they're amazing. What did you think of their like night one like fashion? Like, what did you think of their look?
Oh, I liked it. I think it's actually really funny because I never noticed how tall Gabby was. So it's so interesting that there's such a difference. It's like me and you.
It's exactly like me and you. She's 5'8", and I think Rachel's 5'2".
And she just doesn't look like someone that would be tall to me for some reason. She looks like someone that would, like what I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know either. Yeah, it's like a whole foot difference. You two pictures next to each other.
Outfits. I liked it. It was good.
For me, love Gabby's dress. I was a little underwhelmed with Rachel's.
You're just gonna be that way this entire Bachelorette recap. So
Gabby and me are just fashion-wise, personality-wise, we just mesh better. But I do have a slightly not bad thing, because I love both of them. Anytime we say bad things, it's not real bad. But like, I wasn't a huge fan of Gabby's hair. It going straight down, I liked it, but then like right here, like at the top, it all of a sudden started going back. Did you notice that? And it reminded me of like, remember when bumpits were a thing? And it like without the bump, but like how like people did it it looked odd to me.
Rachel, I will say, I feel like her dress was very like Bachelorette classic, like the light colored, like goldish white, like whatever, sparkle. Very sexy though, very big,
the
slit, like in a good way. Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, so I really liked her outfit too. Okay, so what about some fun entrances? Did you like what stuck out to you?
Yes, the notable entrances. Let's see here, the Fabio one. His name is Jacob, but the shirtless man with the flowing hair on a noble steed. Like, I thought that was so, and they were feeling it. Did you see, like, he was all oiled up and they were like all touching him?
Oh, yeah. Totally. There was a guy that came in saying he loved 3 women, and I felt like that was really weird.
Oh, he said, he's in love with his sister? Okay.
Yeah. Maybe just say love, not in love, because
it's really weird. But I do think
Gabby liked him
because of the dog. She has a dog, and he said dog. So I think, like, if someone came up to me and he's like, "I have 3 loves in my life, like my mom and sister, okay, and my cat at home," my panties would be down immediately. They would.
Okay. Well, thank you for giving me that insight, because I was like, why does she like him? I thought that was really weird.
It's the animal thing. One other one I actually liked was when he actually brought out headphones, and so he could have an individual moment with both of them. And I actually thought it was so funny also, like Gabby like literally like was really obviously off to the side when he was talking to Rachel and stuff. I thought the headphones was a really cute idea because it's just extra awkward because you don't know who to hug first or who to look in the eye. Like it, I think the limo entrances probably had to be so much more stressful for everyone involved because of the 2 bachelorettes.
Well, I literally was looking at Jared the whole time like, I wish I didn't have to watch this because I want to skip all these because I can't handle how cringy. Like, I don't want to be, it gives me too much anxiety. I can't handle it. I did. I watched every one.
Did you have a favorite?
So my favorite entrance was the bird boy, but I don't remember his name.
Logan.
Do you remember Logan? Okay. I don't know what it was, but I don't even think necessarily had anything to do with him. It had everything to do with Gabby's reaction to it. She hated it so much. She didn't like hate it, but like she was so scared of the birds.
I thought she thought it was cute at first, but when it started kind of like he started giving it to her and like it went like crazy. But for me, I had the worst anxiety the rest of the show and every single time they showed Logan because I'm like, are those birds okay? Have they eaten? Do they have water? Like, when do they get back to their home? Like, I just got really, I had a lot of anxiety there. And I was like, is he squeezing it too tight? Like, I just needed to make sure that the ducks were okay. Or the chicks, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Well, that was like really witty, though. I did like it.
It was. I like that. I have different thoughts about Logan I'll talk about later, but yes, I liked the his entrance was funny. It was memorable, but mostly it's just because Gabby's reaction. I mean, Gabby throughout the entire show, like she is so meme worthy, like the different like faces she made.
She's just hilarious.
She's so funny.
She's so funny.
I could just watch just her just like doing literally nothing all day and it would be entertaining to me.
Hold on, one more. I have one more favorite.
Yeah.
Spencer. It was kind of awkward, but it made him cute. He's the one that like brought chairs and then had them sit down. And they were like getting all excited like he was going to do a show for them or something. But then that's all it was. It was just so that they could sit down.
Gabby liked it though.
No, Gabby really, when I was watching, I was like, okay, which ones are they liking? And so I have like Gabby likes. There's like a couple that Gabby and then just from entrances. But then it didn't necessarily play out throughout the rest of the night. But still.
Well, I think it was hard because of the two Bachelorettes. Like, I don't think we got to see the interactions with the guys as much because they had to cut it so much. But I guess my one other notable one is I thought Mario was kind of cute and funny. Like the dance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked him in the beginning, but I changed my mind later, but we can talk about that.
You changed your mind on Mario?
I changed my mind on Mario.
Oh, Gabby didn't change her mind on Mario.
To be continued. All right. So, what did you think about all of the Clayton mentions?
Just no. I understand why, because it's an easy place to start that maybe you think you could be silly and funny and it's something to play off of because you don't know what else to play off of. Like, I get the concept of why they thought of it. Because, you know, people do that every time, really, if you think about it.
I think it was just on a different level.
I also think it's, like, different because there's not really, like, they don't like him. It's not like now everything's cool and whatever. It's like, that's not something they want to think about or talk about. And it's probably maybe a little bit awkward for their friendship even. Like,
sure.
I mean, not really, but just to not, like, just like, okay, past is in the past, let's move on. And they were just not letting them.
Yeah. My take is it was just too much. Too many of them did that. Producers should have caught that unless they wanted it to be a Clayton shit show. But like one person, like I'm into like funny and like if there's a like if it's funny, like, okay, cool. And I think a lot of it was all in good fun. But I didn't like one of the guys called Clayton like a piece of shit. And I just thought that was a little bit like too much, but I'm not gonna lie. This might be an unpopular opinion. I loved the choir. Clayton sucks.
Yeah, okay.
Clayton sucks. Clayton sucks.
I will say I just don't think they set it up very well for me because it was like they were saying, oh, we don't want to hear about Clayton anymore. We don't want to hear about Clayton anymore. When that might have been maybe one of the first ones or like whatever. And then Rachel did end up saying like, that's the only time we were okay with hearing Clayton.
Yeah.
So once I heard that, I actually did like it more. But as I was watching it, I was just like, oh no, are they going to hate this so much? This guy put so much effort into this. Oh no, that's what I was thinking the whole time. Well, so once they gave their approval, like they thought it was funny, then I was like, okay, that actually was pretty good. And then him coming out, it was just cute. It was cute.
I thought so too.
Who was that again?
The guy with the velvet blazer. I don't know his name.
Aiden.
But I think his name was Avon. Not the guy who did the choir, but I did really like Avon. I think that's his name. Him and Rachel had a moment in front of the fireplace where she wanted him to kiss her. I don't know. I liked him.
I don't know that guy's name either, so I didn't write anything down, but I even went back to try to find his name. I like him too. He's really handsome.
Yeah, I agree. I think his name's Avon. We could double check this.
Yeah.
But did you please tell me you saw Clayton and Susie's video, that TikTok that they did of them dancing and singing along to the Clayton Sucks song?
No.
Okay, I just posted it on her Instagram. You have to go look. But I thought they were the best sports.
No, honestly, this might be an unpopular opinion too, but I hope it becomes a popular opinion because Clayton and Susie are it.
They're life.
I love them.
You know what?
I love them.
This is a
common occurrence. I don't know, but let's just say common occurrence. I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, so Jason, Ari, the ones that the ending is like such a shit show and like they go through so much together and they go through so much to get to that one person. They're the ones that are married and have children. Like, I think Clayton and Susie really were able to lean on each other and grow even more from the experience instead of going apart. And I'm actually really bummed at the Bachelor editing for Clayton's seasons because I think they kind of pinned Gabby as like the funny girl of the season. And we did not get Susie's personality at all. And now you could really see it through her.
She's freaking hilarious.
She is so funny. If people don't follow Susie Evans on TikTok, do it right now. I think her username is Susie was like, and she like just goes there. It's so amazing. She even did one last night of, you know, that Will Smith sound of like, get my wife's name out your mouth. You know that one? And she did like screenshots of all the guys who kept like saying Clayton.
It was so good.
Yeah. Good. But did you see that like literally for the premiere, Clayton and Susie went to a hotel for like a staycation and got like pizza and wings and like watched the Bachelorette premiere together. And I just think that's like so funny because of how like much they like crapped on Clayton.
Yeah. But also I think that they really did like Susie though. I don't think that they I don't know how they feel now.
Susie
we're totally.
Yeah, Susie even shared like some of the memes and some of like the coming up like, oh, tonight so excited for Gabby and Rachel. I think all the girls are cool.
Yeah. Just to go back a little bit about like how history repeats itself a little bit with the hard seasons end up being like really good relationships.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say it is always the guy leads too. I think that guys are just known to be a little bit more indecisive. Not always, but they are known to be a little bit more indecisive. And so I think it takes some more like tension and distress to figure out their true feelings.
I could see that.
And so I feel like with Jason Mesnick, with Ari, like with Clayton, once they realized they were losing that person, that's when it clicked that it was like, oh crap. They are the one.
That is a very good observation, Amy.
But now I'm also like, okay, these girls, they always choose their original. They're like, so who they give that first impression rose to, I feel like more and more is like so much pressure on them because it's like, now everyone's going to think that they're my person because it literally ends up that way so often.
The Bachelorette's first impression rose like mean so much more than the Bachelor ones. The Bachelor ones are like whose boobs are bigger. That's how they decide.
Who kissed, or who kissed me the best.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, exactly. I have one more thing to say about Clayton and Susie, then we'll move on. But I might even do a recap of this on TikTok. Today, an Off the Vine, Caitlin Bristow's episode came out with Clayton and Susie, and they talk about more on like the real stuff because they did like kind of like fun TikToks and they were good sports. But I actually have some quotes from there, and I wanted to say them. I thought it was really interesting. So this is Susie commenting on last night's episode on the Off the Vine podcast. Clayton handled it better overall than I did. I was annoyed. He can laugh at himself and I can laugh at Clayton. And I can laugh at myself. But also my fear is, does this open the floodgates back up of all the hate and stuff? Because Clayton definitely was going with the flow. He was able to laugh. So especially like focusing, I don't know if you follow Clayton are he's really focused on like men's mental health, which I think is so important. And like he really, these kind of hate messages and terrible things that people are sending him like affect him and really affect probably most people. But I just think it's something in mind. If you guys watch this, be nice. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think, even if Rachel and Gabby have some hard feelings still or think negative things, I don't think that they would support mean, hateful messages to him either. Mm-mm. So it's like, you're not really helping anyone by doing that.
Agreed. Let's see here. So actually, Bachelor Nation's reaction to all the Clayton mentions. Did you notice that? People were pissed. Clayton tweeted saying, "It's not personal, it's business." Caitlin Bristow tweeted, "Not a choir," in all caps. "These poor kids. I feel like the moms of these kids are the ones who cyberbully me."
That's a good one.
Maybe we should round up tweets to read at the beginning of every episode. That could be fun for this season. Maybe we'll do that coming up. I'll think about it. And then someone tweeted at Susie saying, "I want Susie and Clayton to do a TikTok to this Clayton Sucks song, iconic." And then Susie responded saying on it. And then they posted it this morning. Katie Thurston. So you have to watch it. I'm so excited for you. I wish I could not watch it, have watched it and then watch it again for the first time. Katie Thurston tweeted, "I'm actually not okay with the Clayton slander at all. ... Disappointing. So much for protecting your lead and their mental health." So I just thought it was interesting to kind of get Bachelor Nation's reaction on that too.
Oh yeah, totally. Okay, so I feel like the way the cocktail party started, it made me I hated it so much. I'm like, why are they both still talking to them together?
It was cringe. I don't understand.
But I also think it was a little bit unfair because, okay.
Because those are the only, I know exactly what you're about to say.
Okay, so it was Roby, which was a magician. I'm sorry, but creep me the crap out. And I'm so glad that he's gone. And I feel bad. There's someone in the world that will want him for sure. But that was weird. That was weird. I just did not want to watch that. And I'm glad they didn't just keep him around. I don't know. I just got really nervous because I thought when I saw him, we should go back and see what we said about him because I'm very, very, very curious.
I know.
Oh, what do we say?
He's the one with the famous sister. The actress who she was the best friend in Never Been Kissed. And she was a 90s icon.
Okay, so what did we think about he was going to be, though?
When we saw Magician, we were kind of like, ooh.
All right, well, our prediction was correct then, because that's my favorite.
I don't think it was very positive. One thing it actually reminded me of, on New Girl, when Zoe or Jess tries dice, and it's the guy she wants to date, and he has the same curly hair, and he's a magician, and he did the same trick. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I kind of remember.
I think actually now I have to make a meme about it now that I just thought of it.
So the other people that they talked to together, at least that we saw, was the twins. And I honestly, I'm a little confused because for some reason in my head, Roby and the twins, I just imagined seeing them longer. I just felt like they were going to be a bigger deal in the season. But the twins, I thought maybe it was going to be a good first start, but then they just got weird and they're we're completely the same. And it was awkward.
Yeah, I thought the funniest part for me was just I'm quieter and reserved and he's more bold. But the quiet and reserved one is the one. And then it shows the bold one and he's doesn't say anything. I think it's funny the one who's apparently quiet and reserved. He's he's very bold. But he didn't even say a word. Yeah, it was weird. And it was weird that the ones that they spoke together were the only ones that they sent home. It was just weird. It was weird.
Very, very weird. And Gabby was not into the twins at all.
It was so good. At all. Oh, so funny. But once they separated, it was good.
It was good. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
My favorite number one is Hayden.
Hayden's going to be the Bachelor. I know it in my soul.
All right. I'm glad you said that because if it's true, here we go.
It's going to happen. He is Josh Peck and Grocery Store Joe and a Southern accent mixed together. And I am here for it. What?
Have we said that before? Because Jared because Jared literally said that to me last night. Josh Peck and Grocery Store Joe together. And I don't think he ever heard you say that.
I mean, it's very accurate. I think we did the prediction. We thought Hayden and Gabby, but it looks like it's a Hayden and Rachel from like the preview. He makes his intentions very clear. But I really liked Hayden. Mario, I really liked in the beginning.
Okay, what happened?
I don't think he's that into Gabby.
I will say I didn't enjoy the kiss.
And he kept pulling back. She kept trying to go in. It was awkward. I was shocked when Mario got Gabby's first impression rose. Shocked. I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't think it's genuine. I just don't see it going anywhere. And that's, especially first impression rose are supposed to mean so much, but I don't think Gabby picked right.
I could see that, but she definitely liked him a lot, though.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he'll grow on me. But I don't know. And he kind of was getting all antsy about who was going to get the first impression rose. I felt like he was almost like he deserved it. And I don't know. I just got a bad vibe.
I feel like that's how Eric was.
I have a lot to say about Eric too. Eric, when we first saw him with Gabby, I was like, let's wrap this up. Luke and Gabby. I was like, Eric. I keep calling him Luke. Sorry. Eric and Gabby. And I even like his mullet. He's got a funky look. And their kiss was so much better. But then afterwards I was a little confused with how it has to be confusing for the guys. So maybe I'm judging too harshly, but how he went right to Rachel and then kind of it almost seemed like maybe he was extra disappointed when he didn't get Rachel's first impression rose.
I wonder the true order of that too. That's another thing I'm curious about. Did he go with Rachel first and then go with Gabby and realize, that's so much better? Or what? Because he also said he wasn't going to kiss her. Rachel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that would be messy, which I appreciate. That's respectful. I get it. Even though he's not necessarily doing something bad, I thought it was actually interesting how many of the guys really were just already trying to pick a lane the first night. It looked like not many people spoke to both, which I thought was interesting. But with Eric specifically, I still have hope from him. I think he I want to see him the next couple weeks and I'll make my decision. But I did see in the sneak preview him and Gabby making out on a yacht or something.
Yeah, so, I will just say that I feel like his editing is very odd. It could be misleading.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they're kind of making him out to be the villain of right now, maybe. And then they'll move on. Or maybe there's more that we're going to see. I don't know.
He's not the villain. You know who the villain is?
Who?
Logan. Logan is a player. He is going to play the fiddle all over those people. He's bad news. He's bad news, Amy. I think he's the one who really is going to string them both along and be super sketchy. I'm calling it right now. Logan's no good. No good.
Okay, so you think he's the one that flip-flops? Or do you think there's more than one?
I think Zach. So neither of them talked to Zach the first night, so we haven't really gotten to see him. But we were both really intrigued by Zach on the very initial images they showed. And he's the one in the sneak preview that's talking to Jesse Palmer, and he's like, well, we're in a predicament, and it's a whole thing. I think Zach's the one for that, and he's I think he's a good guy, but just it gets messy. But I think Logan is intentionally, I'm hoping that, and I do see him kissing, he might be kissing Rachel too, but I specifically saw him kissing Gabby at some point in the preview. But yeah, he's bad news.
Yeah, I feel like they just need some more rules. They need to let them know what are they supposed to be doing? I don't know.
One person that surprised me, and Rachel said surprised her too, was the drag race guy. What was his name? Jordan V.
Oh yeah,
I liked him. He was cute. So,
why are all these guys not wanting to kiss these girls, though? Are they just... it probably is because there's two bachelorettes.
I think so.
They probably are I'm too nervous because if I kiss you and then later on I have a better connection with one of the other ones. But I wonder what Gabby and Rachel feel about it. Are they okay with them kissing both of them?
There needs to be rules. I need some guidelines because this is just a free-for-all and I'm scared.
Yeah, and I think maybe they want to ask, But it's like, but they don't want that to be their first impression, to be like, so am I allowed to kiss both of you guys? What's the rules here? Like, you know, because that makes them look douchey. But at the same time, if they're actually looking for their wife and they are looking for a husband, like, you have to, this is just a recipe for disaster. They're putting an already stressful situation and they're magnifying it by 100. And then like, it's like an orgy. You don't know what you're going to get, who you're going to bump into. I don't know.
And I was trying to like imagine myself as the guys. I think the first night I wouldn't kiss anyone and I would make sure I talked to both of them. And I think I would already have a pretty good idea of who I'm going for and I wouldn't look back. Like I would go in knowing it's Gabby, but I would give Rachel a chance just to chat just in case she surprised me. But then after having those 2 conversations, I would like know it's Gabby. That's
okay, but what about this? So then, as moving forward, this is another thing I want to know. Is every date going to be a double date or just the group dates? If it's just the group dates, okay, sure. Because that would actually maybe even make it less awkward if they like split up and did their own thing. But if every single date is not, they like don't get any one-on-one till towards the end, then that would be even worse because then you are constantly comparing both of them. And if you do like both of them because they're both good, they're both fun, they're both have good qualities, they're just different, but they're still great. I mean, I think the problem nowadays is too many options, and that's all we're doing to this show.
Yeah. Here's what I think is how it's going to go down. They're doing group dates together for sure. They're doing one-on-one separately for sure. But I think instead of the 2-on-1, it's going to be a 2-on-2. And you remember like part of that preview where it's them and 2 and then they like say they're going to switch or something. I think that's on a particular like 2-on-2. I don't think there's going to be a normal 2-on-1 because there can't be.
Yeah, I will. Or the 2-on-1 is with the 2 girls and 1 guy, and they have to choose which.
I don't like that. No,
I don't like that either.
because the Bachelorettes should have the power. No, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Well, maybe they both like him though, and they're going to try to decide which one gets him.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. Oh, so scary. So scary.
But that double date did look cute, and it almost looked like they both really liked their guy in that scenario.
That was cute. I liked it. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely in for it. We're in for it this season. So kind of how it ended was they actually canceled the first rose ceremony. Just took out their hard passes, which was the twins and Roby. One thing I did see a meme about is it was like a picture of Rachel and Gabby breaking up with the 3 guys, and like they just broke up with somebody, just like Clayton did to them.
Oh,
but it's so different.
But still.
Just saying. So it's still, we're going to have so there's 30 guys, right? So we saw 27 guys going into episode 2. So that is our Bachelorette recap, right? Any last words?
Yes, I have one last word.
Yeah.
Matt. We haven't spoken of Matt, but I could watch him smile all day long.
Oh, we didn't talk about Rachel's first impression rose. We need to talk about that.
Yes, actually, I'm very curious of what you think about Tino.
I don't think so. Rachel gave his first impression rose to Tino. He's the one who came up on a forklift. He's a general contractor, and immediately Rachel was a smitten kitten. And then he brought on their one-on-one time, he brought her over the staircase to make a better memory because of her like throwing herself on a staircase and crying on Clayton's season. I feel like there's like a lot of physical chemistry. There's a lot of chemistry that maybe we can't see on camera because I didn't feel like they talked about much. He didn't make much of an impression on me personally. But I could see that it didn't surprise me that he got the first impression rose. And I do think she did a better pick than Gabby. And he is in it for the long haul. I think he's at least top 2.
I don't know why, but right when I saw him, though, a little flag went up in my head of like a little bit of a bad boy player. But I don't know why necessarily.
It's a woman's intuition.
So I want to see how that plays out because I see both. Like I liked him too. So
yeah, should be interesting how Tino works out. Also, very unique name. I've never heard it before.
Oh, there's another person we didn't talk about. Sorry, we got to talk about Ryan.
Remind me.
He was from Boston, and he was teaching Gabby how to talk on the little thing. Okay, I had very weird feelings during that too. He was like telling her to shh and like saying stop, but she was loving it.
She was into it. Yeah, I felt a little odd about that too. But then when she, I trust my girl Gabby. So when she accepted it in a funny, jokey way, I think they have similar senses of humor where she could do that back, So as long as it's like equal there.
Yeah, and he was like giving her, oh, okay, Gabbers. And then he called her Gab.
Yeah,
and
like, there was an instant something. I think just friends, but that's just me.
Yeah, they were, but there was vibing there for sure. Whether maybe it won't move on further, but okay. After watching the preview for the whole season and then how the first night went, I thought that this was interesting. I feel like a whole bunch of guys were saying, like, I'm here for you, Rachel. I'm here for you, Rachel. But I didn't really hear many guys say that to Gabby.
I kind of got the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if it's editing or truth. For that part, because then in the preview, like unless it's again editing, like 3 or 4 guys say no to Rachel because they want to be with Gabby. This is why I did not want this.
No, totally. And a guy named Meatball.
I know, that's why you imagine your little interview.
Could you imagine getting rejected by a guy named Meatball? Like, that's just torture.
And then she's crying again, saying, like, I feel like I'm a failure of a Bachelorette because no one wants to even freaking be here for me.
I know, it's so sad. So, okay. We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a roller coaster.
I'm literally pumped for next week. I cannot wait. I
am so excited for this season. Yeah. That was the end of our Bachelorette recap, but we're not done. We just have so much fun together with you, and then we're going to play a game of Would You Rather, Bachelorette edition.
All right, let's do it. Would you rather be Clayton right now or be Susie right now?
I think Clayton, because I am very protective, kind of like how we talked about Susie. Like, she was more annoyed than Clayton was. Like, if anyone was talking bad about Marcus, my husband, I would come through the TV and I'd give him a knuckle sandwich. I couldn't be Susie. I don't think I could be Susie. She's being so cool, and I would not be cool.
Yeah, personally. I'm not saying I would be cool, but I think I would rather be Susie because I am a little sensitive soul, and if I would be
Gotcha. See, even when we get like mean comments sometime on social, like sometimes I say something back, or I never am mean back. I just kill them with kindness. But when anyone ever says anything about you, I get very angry. Sometimes I delete so you don't see them because I know you're more sensitive than me. But sometimes I say something back before I delete. They're mean to both of us. Specifically, YouTube are mean. And
what do they say? Only one thing that they said about.
I'm not going to tell you. No.
They say I'm ugly?
I was told that I have a face only a mother could love. I was also told when I was rating the Bachelors, like, you're a 1. You shouldn't be rating anybody. And for me, it truly doesn't affect me.
That's terrible. Maybe it wouldn't affect me. Give me one. I want to try.
Okay, there is one particular video, so I'm going to preface this.
Oh, Lord.
Where you are really, like, there's a lot of, like, you're really intense. So you have, like, all of your wrinkles, kind of, like, we both have very expressive eyebrows and foreheads. And so I think they said something to the effect, I deleted it. She's like, she either looks like a toddler or a really old woman. I can't decide.
That doesn't hurt my feelings. I think it's funny.
Okay. Well, my point is that, like, I don't know. I, like, get more protective about the people I love than really myself.
Yeah.
So that's why I would choose Clayton.
Maybe I just also need to experience more hate towards myself so I could know how I really will react. So maybe I would be okay being Clayton.
Okay, there we go. Toughen your skin a little bit more. All right. So next, would you rather? This is kind of an easy one. Would you rather be besties with Rachel or Gabby?
Well, Gabby's personality is so strong, though. I might get a little, like, intimidated by her.
Yeah, but, like, I know. I actually was curious about this for, like, a Gabby or like, are you a Gabby or a Rachel? Like, on the surface, don't you think that like I'm like a Gabby or like a Rachel?
Yeah.
Or no? Do you agree? Okay. Gotcha.
No, I can agree with that. Okay. But I also, I think sometimes we don't give Rachel enough credit. I will say that because you specifically, like we're so into Gabby that Rachel actually, like, as I'm seeing them interact more, like she's fun and funny too, for sure. It's just
100%.
It's just different than Gabby. Gabby is a weirdo.
That's why I like her.
No, I love her. Actually, I think she would bring out my weird, so I would choose her.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts, like I loved her and Eric's one-on-one time, obviously, but like she's like, "Oh, you're so beautiful." And the first thing she says, like, "Yeah, I have fake Karen." And like she like tries to like take it out and show up.
There's something else she said too. She said like boys are dumb, but I don't remember why she said that, but I feel like it was the best quote of the whole night. It was something.
Gotcha. Was it before even the night one initially started? No,
I think she was talking with Eric. That whole conversation, she was being really funny.
She was being so good because she was saying like she was giving him a compliment. She's like, "Yeah, that means a lot. Normally I'm mean." I was like, "I'm trying to think of something mean to say to you right now."
Yeah, totally.
I love them. I loved them.
So I'm going to find that quote and we will make a TikTok out of it because it was my favorite quote of the night.
Okay, do it. Please do. Please do. Okay. All right, next one, Amy.
Oh gosh, why are you doing this to us? Team Katie or Team Nick?
I wrote these questions before we talked about it, and I just think we've said our piece.
All right, moving on.
We're neither. We're both. Whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Marry Roby or the twins. Well, you get them both?
Would you rather? Yeah, both.
Oh.
So you get 2 twins, so 2 for the price of 1, or you have to marry Robbie.
Roby and twins. 100.
I would marry the twins.
I gotta stop because I gotta stop. I can't say what I want.
You woke up in fear of Roby?
No, if I had to marry him and I had to wake up every morning, like I would like wake up with like a little egg on my pillow, and then it would be like, "Oh, a bird!" and it'd be scary.
All right. We're gonna be dating the twin. We could or maybe you get 1 twin and I get 1, and then we could go on double dates.
Okay, I can't tell you which one.
I want the bold one.
Okay.
All right. This is my favorite. Would you rather only eat a meatball sub for the rest of your life, or have everyone call you Meatball as a nickname for the rest of your life?
Call me Meatball.
Call me Meatball.
Because I maybe would have 1, but not for the rest of my life.
I don't know if this is normal. I've never had a meatball sub.
Me neither.
So maybe we don't know what we're missing.
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like it's soggy bread, and I don't like soggy bread.
Sure, I get it. Just a reminder, we are doing these Bachelorette recaps every week, Wednesday after the episode airs. And we also post on TikTok daily, so we don't miss any Bachelor news. We post fun, we're basically a Gabby Stan account as well. So make sure you are following along. We are, you can... Well, if you're listening to this, we're on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts. And then also, if you like video better, we are also on YouTube. If you're watching this, hello, you can see me. Subscribe and like, comment on YouTube. And then we also, our main thing is we post on our IG and TikTok. But we also have Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. I might be doing a little bit more posting coming up on that, but
our TikTok is freaking...
Yes, and we can finally go live. We hit 1,000 followers, so we will be also doing weekly lives. It might just consist of me for a little bit because it won't let Amy join, because I don't know if you guys don't know, we are in different states, so we just do everything remotely. So we'll figure that out.
Actually, so basically, if you want to hear us both together, then go follow my TikTok.
Yes, please. Amy, what's your thing?
It's Amy with 3 Y's. So AMYYY and then Neiman. NEIMAN.
Yes. So follow Amy on TikTok so we can go live together. And then just again, our TikTok and IG username is Stop Wearing My Clothes Pod. And then also if you want to email us, we would love it. So just say hi, ask us anything, or give us your Bachelor hot takes.
We are Stop Wearing favorite. I want to know what everybody else's opinions are. So yeah.
Our email is stopwearingmyclothespodcast@gmail.com. And that is the end.
All right. See you next week.
Woo!